board and everything. Oh yeah, he got people over there. Like his family.
Mm-hmm. So the garment type, you probably just fold the company.
You know, I need to be like, I'm missing that, this and that, and that.
Yeah, you fold it.
I'm gonna go for life, this is blood.
So to go on both sides.
Hey, yo, Madara. Big old cash for you, my nigga.
That's why I hold it up at the side.
144 the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a crippling. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This Lord teaching damn sinners. Look, trying to pick up with a blind foot. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal. But ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. Or if you take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times. It is death to us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. So you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jefferson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck the raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. It pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she leave me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love go. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood. So, how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah. The field with the cleats, he ain't one of us here breach, nigga. Come through all black gully jack, man, all them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man, all them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats, he ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man, all them niggas go retreat, man. This shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 VG. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. Mama grind, bitch, and working. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, they be turgid. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas we eat. I'm in this bitch with the Irish. Say all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all to do the sweet. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the lead. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach, nigga. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we tanks. We form up in ranks. We body bad, this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it low to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black Gullah Jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black Gullah Jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black Gullah Jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
Just hit this for now. Sorry, Christ. Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana since 1969. Okay, we are here to teach you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the children of Israel.
That's right.
Okay, and that it's time for you to start loving your brother, man. Okay, that's today's class. Today's class is about brotherhood. Brotherhood is a weapon.
That's right.
Okay. You know, outside this school, what we learned in the world was how to not love our people. How do we learn this? We learn this by just worrying about ourselves, not thinking about no one else. You know what I'm saying? We're even taught this in the world, you know. Just think about yourself. Don't worry about nothing. Don't, you know, just do you. You know, don't worry about what they're doing over there. Just do you and do your own thing. And, you know, if, you know, as long as you do that, you'll be all right. But really, we are a nation. You know what I'm saying? We are a nation of people. And if I'm not all right, then my brother's not all right. If my brother's not all right, then I'm not all right. You know what I'm saying? We'll never make it out of oppression until we come together as a nation and see ourselves in each other, man. Okay? We need to start seeing Christ in us, man.
That's right.
And come together as a nation, as a whole. You understand? So that's what today's class is about. You know, and we have to learn these things. We have to learn, you know, what we're doing, man. We're actually learning what brotherhood isn't. You know, what isn't brotherhood? Brotherhood is hating our brother. Brotherhood is not brotherhood. What's not brotherhood is hating our brother.
Right.
What's not brotherhood is killing our brother. What's not brotherhood is selling drugs to our brothers and our sisters and our friends and our family. You understand? That's not brotherhood. You understand? So that's a spirit that we're trying to come out of. You understand? We have to come out of that spirit that we learned here in Babylon under our oppressor. You understand? See, and I'm not gonna get into another lesson other than what I'm teaching today. But the spirit that we learned of not loving our nation and not loving our brothers, this is the spirit that we learned from our oppressor Esau. You understand? Because he was a murderer from the beginning.
Right.
You understand? He is the spirit of Cain, who killed Abel. You understand? Who was reincarnated to become Esau. You understand? This is a whole nother lesson, but that's the spirit that we've learned this spirit from him. And we learned to have that same hatred for our nation. And this is the spirit that we got to come out of, and we got to recognize that. We got to recognize that that's not brotherhood. It's not brotherhood to hate our people, to hate our sisters, man. And fight over petty things, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody step on your shoe in the club, now you trying to box them. Now y'all ready to fight, man. And that fight escalates to a shooting in the parking lot over a scuffed shoe, just something stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculousness, man. This is the hatred, and it's really more than when you really go into it. you really learn that it's more than just the scuffed up mark on your shoe, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was Esau, you would have compassion for him. You have more compassion and more patience and grace. You know what I'm saying? For your oppressor, the people who's oppressing us. You see what I'm saying? And it's mostly because the image of Christ, what you think is Christ, you think Christ is looks like them. You think Christ looks like the oppressor, right? So you will have this, you know, this mercy in your heart because this is what you see in your mind. You see the fake Christ in them. So now you're like, oh, it's okay. You know what I mean? They bump you. They actually, you know, run the back of your shoe, the back of your leg, in the HEB, or excuse me, I'm gonna say in the grocery store, right? And you're like, man, why does dude, hurt my back of my foot, man? They better watch out, man, for we're gonna be boxing. You turn around, you see it's an Edomite, and you're like, okay, well, it's probably an accident. But let it be a brother, let it be a sister. You know, maybe she wasn't seeing, she got a bunch of kids and everything. She accidentally bumped to another sister by accident. You know, excuse me. Now y'all fighting. No mercy, no love. It's like, oh, well, you just watch where you're going and this and that, and you just fighting over something stupid. With, you know, you wouldn't get that patience you would never get that patience to your own people. You'd rather give it to another nation, man. Right. And that's what this is about, man. We need to stop giving all of our love to other people, other than so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Excuse me.
If I may.
Yeah, no sweat.
I don't know, just a quick bit. It's like what he's saying is like we hate each other so much. It's like walking on landmines amongst our own brothers and sisters. Like any old little petty thing will set us off, and next thing you know, we're trying to murder each other. You know what I'm saying? That's conditional slave-minded mentality that we've been born into.
Right.
It's a damn shame that's how polluted our communities are, and how much hatred has been inbred in us from our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? It's a hostile environment that we're living in because we don't know the rules and the protocols for brotherhood and sisterhood.
That's right.
So we have to be on edge all the time amongst our own people. You know what I'm saying? But we don't, you know what I'm saying? That's not the type of behavior that's acceptable, you know, in Israel, according to the scriptures, man, which we're about to teach right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we always say, like, the IUCPK is the only sanctuary for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't have to be on edge when you're in the school amongst righteous brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what like a lot of the root of our anxiety comes from, because we don't trust each other. We don't love each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to resolve conflict. You know what I'm saying? According to the scriptures, man. But we're going to teach you here in class, man, the ICPK under command of General Yohana, man.
Right.
So we encourage you to stay in class, tune in. You know what I'm saying? We have classes 7 days a week, and we provide counsel 24 hours a day, man. There's always a camp leader you can call at, you know, even at 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? If you need a scripture breakdown or you need someone to talk to, like, we give our people no excuse, man. You know what I'm saying? Contact us. That's what we do, man. We take this oath seriously. We're professionals in the school. You know what I'm saying? We love our people so much that, you know what I'm saying, we're setting aside, you know, days out of the week to serve our people, man, just like Christ did, man. So it's a lot.
You to all, priest. Most High in Christ. And what the priest just brought out is super heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? We are trying to teach so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, man, something different than what you've learned in the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? You learn, you know, the laws done away with. You learn that, you know, like the Christian church would love to teach love thy neighbor as thyself, but how much do you love yourself? That's another question, man, that you should ask yourself. Like, do you really love yourself? Like, if you really love yourself, then why don't you follow these laws, statutes, commandments, man? You know what I'm saying? Why do if you love yourself, why do you eat disgusting things like shrimp, crab, and lobster, and pork chops? And you see what I'm saying? These are the things that is causing high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. You know what I'm saying? Cancer. You smoke cigarettes. You go to church. As soon as you come out of the church house, you lighting up a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? And now you're getting cancer. Like, you really love yourself, man? You don't love yourself. Why? Because you teaching that the law is done away with. Your pastors taught you that the law is done away with. So now you don't. Now you're not loving yourself, man. So how can you, if you don't love yourself, how can you how can you love your own people, man? How can you love your neighbor? You see what I'm saying? Ain't no love there, because you don't. We as a nation, I'm gonna say that we don't know love, man. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because we haven't been taught the correct way, man. So with that, we're gonna go with the first scripture, and we're gonna go to Rebuke Thy Neighbor. 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 Rebuke Thy Nei Let me get 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Bible shot.
1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God.
Like, first of all, if a man say, if you fix your lips to say something, man, this is where accountability comes in. When you need to be accountable for what you say, what comes out of your mouth, man. Right. You got to be think, and a lot of times you got to understand, whatever a man says is already in his spirit, right? So if you're saying something, and this must be in your heart, man. Must be what you're thinking of. So you got to hold yourself accountable for what you're saying. So if you're claiming you love the Lord, right? You got to understand, like, do you really love the Lord? You only show the Lord that you love him by what? By your actions, man. Right? Go ahead.
And hated his brother.
If you hate your brother, you say if a man loves, start from the top, shut.
If a man say, I love God,
right,
and hated his brother,
right? If you hate your brother, you saying you love God. You saying, and let me tell you, man, in the Christian church, we saying we love God. Christian church, you saying you love God, right? But you love to be an American too. So part of being an American means you hate people, you hate poor folks coming from the other side of the border, right? Like the Haitians, like it's gonna hurt the economy. Or you hate our Mexican brothers, right? That's over there. That this is, Texas is Mexico, right? Texas is Mexico. So you hate your brothers that's trying to get back home into their own land, right? Because it's gonna hurt America, right? Say it again.
If a man say, I love God, and
right,
hated his brother,
you say you saying you love God and you hate your brother. Go ahead.
He is a liar.
No, he loves God.
He is a liar.
No, this is what's truly in his heart. He loves God.
He is a liar.
The Bible says you are a liar, man. Right? You hate your brother. You hate your nation. You hate your people. You quick to fight your people. You don't show no love to your people, to your family members, man. You cussing them out. You know what I'm saying? Whenever because you hold on to something that they did a long time ago. You hold on to something, over some domino game, something silly, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all fighting, and the whole family that broke up, and then you hate your brother, man. You hate your whole people. You hate your nation, right? But you claiming you love God. You praying to the Lord, just praying to God, but you hate your people, right? Go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen.
You see your brother. You see your brother every day. You see your people struggling, right? But you hate your brother. And then what does the Lord say? No, go ahead from this. Talk from the top. Or not from the top. What was your?
For he that loveth not his brother, right, whom he hath seen,
right,
how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
How are you going to love God that you have not seen? Right. Like you can't even love the people that's in front of you. You see what I'm saying? And this is how you know the black man book. This is how he's saying it. You see what I'm saying? That's how it sounds. You know what I'm saying? Right. You like, how you gonna say you seen your brother, but you hate him, but you ain't even seen God. And you talking about you love the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Like that don't even make no sense, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to get out of the spirit of hating your people, man. When the love of the Lord is loving your people, man. Right. Because that's what the Lord intended for Israel, we so-called Blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans to do, man, is love our nation, man. Is learn how to love one another. Okay? Love the Lord, man. Okay? Love your people. Love your nation, man. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. Is that it on that?
Come.
Okay, Most High Christ. Let me get Salakia. Let me get Matthew 18 and 15 Bible shot. You see what I'm saying? Another thing we got to learn how to do as a nation, man, as so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, we have to learn the proper order, man. Okay, well, how do you learn the proper order? Man, come over here. If you see us on the street corners, man, go and get a flyer from us, man, so you can learn your culture, learn your true nature, your true culture, man, your true heritage. Because really, we are a peaceable people. We are a people of law. We are a lawful people, man. Okay, a law-abiding people. Now, when I say law-abiding people, I'm talking about a people that is from the laws that came from the Lord, man. Okay, now don't get me wrong. We here in the ISUPK, we also follow the laws of the land as well as the laws of the book, man, as well as the laws of the Bible. Why? Because we are a perfect people, man. You know what I'm saying? we're not going to be out here breaking laws, and we're going to have a good reputation amongst anywhere we go. You understand?
Right.
So we're going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's written up in the scripture, because this is our history, heritage, and culture.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the law that was given to us from God. Okay, go ahead.
Carnal Khan, Book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee,
Like if your brother trespass against you, what do?
go.
It's like if your brother, you know, maybe they may do something that you don't like, right? This is what trespass is. Trespass is something that offends you. This is an offense that was caused against you. You know what I'm saying? And other than the world, you know, this is what you should do. This is the opposite of what you would do in the world. In the world, you would take vengeance into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? You would go and cuss them out. You would go and punch them in the face. You go and, you know, whatever the case may be, jump them. You know, get your boy, hey man, you know, this brother was saying this and that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna, you know, wait till he come out the club. And as soon as he get by his car, we're just gonna run. You know, that spirit, man, that's an evil spirit, man. You see what I'm saying? That's the spirit. That's the spirit that's something that it's not lawful, man. It's not loving the Lord. It's not loving your brother, man. Right? Go ahead.
Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
What you should do is you should go to that brother and him alone,
Right.
and say, brother, you offended me, and you should say it that way. Don't say it no other way. Just go straight to him and say, or if you're in the world, you should be coming into this school, but you say, hey, brother, you know, you offended me. What you just did, you stepped on my shoe and you offended me, and I did not appreciate that. And you know, I just want to let you know that I'm offended by that. Right? Go ahead.
Salaki, if I may.
Yeah, no sweat. Go
I
ahead.
don't want to interrupt your train of thought.
No sweat.
You know what I'm saying? If you have an alt with your brother,
Right.
and you go to him and him alone, you know what I'm saying? That's the most masculine way to solve problems
Damn right.
amongst brothers, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of holding things in and talking out the side of your mouth and being petty and, you know what I'm saying, posting, you know what I'm saying, things on Facebook and, you know what I'm saying, talking out the side of your mouth, man. That's not
Right.
masculine, man. If you got beef with your brother and alt with your brother, go to him and him alone. Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Leave no misinterpretations about what you're trying to communicate to him, man.
Right.
And then when you go to that brother and that brother alone, that is an act of love.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That is an act of it's straight up masculinity, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody else has to know about it. Just you and that brother alone, man. You solve it, you squash it, you say salakia, you know what I'm saying? Salute each other and move on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gets, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gets shot, nobody gets punched. You know what I'm saying? You clear the slate and you move on, man. And you continue in brotherly love, man.
Right.
It's very simple. It's not rocket science. You don't need to go through a therapist or you know what I'm saying? Listen, the scriptures provide the perfect format for civility, man, in the nation of Israel, man. Just handle business between you and that brother alone, man. It's like
No sweat. Hey, most high Christ, man. Hey, give it up for that priest, man. She said was hit it right on the nail. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead with the scripture, Papa Michelle.
so like,
No, you talk.
if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Listen, if you go to your brother, you know what I'm saying, and explain his alt, explain his trespass against you, his offense, and if he hears you, right, you gained a brother, man.
Right.
If he hears you, right. And how does he not hear you? He hears you by, you know, by accepting your, like, really understanding where you came from, right? Really understanding how he offended you, and he doesn't do that anymore. Right. Now, how he doesn't hear you, if he says, yeah, brother, okay, all right, brother, right? And then he goes and talks to some other brothers about it and saying, oh, man, yeah, man, he came over here talking all this mess. He's still talking about it. He didn't let it go. He didn't put it away. You know, he didn't understand his brother. He didn't hear him because he continued to talk to other brothers about it and spread gossip. And even though his brother came to him and him alone, you see what I'm saying? And that is an effeminate thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's to turn around and start talking, just gossiping about what just happened. When your brother was, he came to you like a man, man.
Right.
You know, telling you what was going on and how he felt about it. And yet now you run around, running your mouth like a
woman.
Effeminately. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to offend the women out there,
I
but
know
you know.
what you're saying.
But yeah, just you like an effeminate man now. Now you just out here running your mouth and just gossiping like a woman, and you should have just kept that between you and your brothers, and then heard your brother and understood him where he was coming from. Because a part of hearing your brother is putting yourself in his shoes, man.
Right.
Or a sister, putting yourself in your sister's shoes. You know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't want nobody doing that to you.
Right.
You gotta see it that way, man. You understand? That's another thing about loving your nation, man, is seeing your brother and putting yourself in them shoes, or looking like, dang, my people. If I'm okay, I might be doing all right, but look at my brother, man. Right. And I know my brother's struggling, and I know that would be real bad if that was in my shoes. Let me try to help my brother. Let me help my nation, man. You see what I'm saying? And until we come up out of this, man, we all struggling. We all in pain. We all oppressed. You know what I'm saying? We all are impressed. We got to come up out of this, man. Right? How? Coming into this school and learning under Commander Junior Hana, man. Learning this Bible, man. Okay, learning this truth and learning how to love our nation. Learning true brotherhood, right? Right. So, like, is that it on that?
Kind of my con, sir.
Okay. Oh, no, that's under that.
Oh, you on verse 16?
Yeah. Come.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 16.
Right.
But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more. Right.
If your brother don't hear you, then take one or two more brothers. Maybe if he don't hear you, maybe he thinking it's just you, because your brother might have so much disagreement with you that he just might not be hearing you. So maybe it might take for somebody else, for one or two other brothers, to hear the whole issue, the whole matter. You understand? So he can hear an outside point of view. You understand? Go ahead.
With that in the mouth of two or three witnesses, every word may be established.
Right? Every word might be established. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them.
Right. If he ain't even trying to hear them, like if he still don't understand, like, you done went to this brother alone, you done explained the whole situation, the brother didn't hear you, you got two other brothers to come along, like, can you talk to this brother? Because I don't know if maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know what's going on. Am I tripping? And they explain it, and they hear you out, and he still don't hear the other one or two brothers. Right? Go ahead.
Like, tell it unto the church.
Okay, we're just gonna bring it to the church, man. We're gonna bring it to the church in front of the school, and then let's see if he'll hear the school. Right? Go ahead.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
Right, this man must be a heathen man. He must not be of us, because he still don't hear us. He don't hear. This brother's not here, man. He's checked out. He's not with us, man. That brother's not. He's not in this. He's not with us, man. You understand? So let him be a heathen. Let him not be called a brother with us, man. Right. He's still a brother, but he's not he's not in the school, man. You understand? That's what he would be considered a heathen, right? Let me get Exodus. Let me get Exodus chapter. Let me get Exodus chapter 23, verse 4. You understand? One of the things that we learn in the Christian church is, first of all, whenever we have an alt or an offense with somebody, then to never forgive them, right? That's the spirit that you learn, right? Of course, Christian church loves to say, oh, if someone they always teach forgiveness, right? That's the Christian church loves to teach, is forgiveness. You understand? But they don't practice that. Christianity never practices forgiveness, because they don't know they don't even know the law.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? They just teach, and this by the sisters. I'm gonna say the sisters, because they don't forgive their baby daddies, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't forgive their mothers. They don't forgive nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit that we have in the world. You know what I'm saying? To not forgive our brothers, or not to help our brothers, or if we have an offense with one another, then we're not gonna do nothing for them. We're not gonna help them. We're not gonna love our neighbor as we do ourselves, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? But let's get it out of the Bible. You got something to add to that?
Bible time I could.
Oh yeah, no sweat.
The crazy part about it is a lot of us are so obtained to being in the world that we used to being snakes to our own people.
Right.
We used to turning our backs when the only way that you can truly cleanse yourself is stop going to that Christian church.
Right.
That's right.
Get into the ISUBK so you can learn how to be a brother and a true sister, man.
Right.
So you can learn how to be a real children of the Almighty power, man, the God of Israel.
That's
Right.
That's the only way to follow these laws, statutes, commandments. That's true brotherhood and that's true sisterhood, and that's the way to gain your family members back into the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Right.
No, damn right. No, damn right, priest. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give it for that priest. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. You know what I'm saying? And with that, let me get Exodus chapter 23, verse 4. Bible shot.
Another one. Con. Exodus chapter 23, verse 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray.
Now let me tell you something. This is the, even though right now we may not own ox and sheep, and we don't own acres with land and animals, things, right? But what we're learning right here is the spirit of what this is talking about, man. The spirit of this, man, is love your nation, man. No matter what, man. You might have maybe you might have a problem with, maybe y'all brothers just didn't squash what y'all had, man. Right? This is love. This is the spirit of loving your neighbor as you do yourself, man. Right? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
So like read from the top.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox, thine enemy's ox, or his ass going astray.
Who was this law given to? The children of Israel.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Christian church love to say, oh yeah, love your enemy. Love your enemy, and they taking that scripture thinking that it's talking about your oppressor. And not even realizing they're admitting that their oppressor is their enemy. Right? But other than that, according to the scriptures, right here, according to in this context, your enemy is your own people, man.
Right.
You understand? Sometimes your enemy might be a brother that you have beef with, man. Maybe y'all had a disagreement with, and this brother may be an enemy to you, right? When Christ was talking to when he was telling when he was saying love thy enemy, he wasn't speaking to every nation. He was speaking to his own people, right? He was speaking to the Bloods and the Crips, the Vice Lords and the GDs. He was speaking to, you understand? He was speaking to his own people. Love thine enemy is your own nation, man. It's your people, man.
Right.
You understand? Because why? Because the Spirit of Christ is bringing Israel back together, man.
That's right.
You understand? Bringing us back into the covenant. You know what I'm saying? Back into the God's law, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? So we have a way to get back to the kingdom, man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But we can't do that if we separate it, if we divide it, if we murdering our own people, man. You know what I'm saying? If we hate each other, you know what I'm saying? How can we come together? How can we grow? Better yet, how can we build a kingdom and we ain't even on it? We can't even agree with anything. I can't even help my brother. Even if my brother offended me, I can't even help him, man. You know what I'm saying? That's an evil spirit. That spirit we'll never get anywhere with that spirit, man. You understand? So the spirit is what? Man, listen, let's come together as a nation, man. You know what I'm saying? That's forgiving one another, man. You understand? So like, can you read from the top, Bible shop?
Another one. Come. Exodus chapter 23, verse 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
And isn't that loving your neighbor as you do yourself?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now the Christian church won't teach you that, man. They'll just say, "Oh yeah, love your neighbor as you do yourself," and they think that's probably just holding the door for the next person that walks through the door, something silly like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Christian church does not teach, or even any religion doesn't teach so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans to teach us how to truly love Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. Why? Because those religions, those doctrines, those philosophies that's not our culture. That's not the culture that was given to us by the Lord, man. That's why it doesn't fit us. That's why when we try to put on that uniform, when we try to put on these cultures and these religions and these philosophies, these doctrines. This is why our nation is so destroyed, because we're putting on an outfit that don't belong to us.
Right.
We just stumbling and falling, and we're looking goofy, man, because we want to put on another costume. We want to put on put on somebody else's culture, and it don't fit us. We don't look right. You understand? Our neighborhood doesn't look right. Our nation doesn't look right because we walking around with a dashiki on and we thinking really African. No, man, that's not our culture, man. You understand? That spirit is why we kill each other, man. That spirit is why we selling drugs. The spirit is why Christianity is why we destroy, man, because we have fallen the ways of our oppressor, man. Right. Our oppressor has an evil, wicked, and let me tell you, let me not jump the gun. Our oppressor has an evil, wicked spirit, man, and that spirit is in the Christian church. You understand? This is why we act the way we act, because we are following the ways of our oppressor, man. All right? You understand? And this is why we gotta separate ourselves from our oppressor and his ways and his doctrines, man. You understand? Or we're gonna find ourselves destroying ourselves, man. We're gonna find ourselves in this same in the curses. You understand? Like the curses of Deuteronomy, when it says Deuteronomy 20:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not keep the law, statutes, commandments, and observe to do them as the Lord commanded thee this day, then all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right. Those curses, man, that's written up in Deuteronomy 28, man, those are the curses that we're going to be suffering if we follow the ways of the oppressor, man. Right. It's really simple. We gotta come back and start keeping these law, statutes, commandments. And part of those law, statutes, keeping those law, statutes, commandments is loving your nation, man. Loving your brother, man. Brotherhood is a weapon. It is strength. It's like, where's the battle? Where's the core about the shot?
From laptop to the charger.
Yeah, getting that quick. You understand? Part of loving your nation, man. Part of keeping those commandments is loving your brother, man. Right. You understand? That's what keeping the commandments is, man. So when the pastor says the law is done away with, we ain't got to keep the law, statutes, commands no more. They're telling you that you don't have to keep brotherhood no more. You don't need, brotherhood is not a weapon in the Christian church. That's what they're telling you, man. You understand? We wonder why our households are so dysfunctional and disrupted and broken up. Why? Because we don't keep the law no more. Right. You understand? It's time to come back and keep the law, statute, commandments. As a matter of fact, with that, let me get Leviticus 19:17 Bible shot. So, like, you want to add something?
If I could.
No sweat.
What's so heavy about speaking about the Christian church right now is that the spirit of Cain has forged a synagogue in the Christian church, man. That's why today it's called the synagogue of Satan, because the Christian pastor can lie to you and deceive you by sleeping with your wives,
right?
Having you pick up that pork chop at the end of what do they call it, the ceremony,
right?
What's another word that they call it after the Christian churches do it on Sunday?
Sunday dinner. I'm not sure.
Mass.
Sunday service. There you go, the Sunday service, man.
Sunday service.
They got that shrimp waiting on you with the lobster biscuits in there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's nothing but lies, man.
No,
that's why this truth is so heavy, man. On the Commander Junior Hunter. And it's time for you to change your life and get your life right.
No sweat, no sweat. Damn right. But the preacher brought it is heavy. You know what I'm saying?
And if I may too,
all right.
Just real quick, the Christian church is not only the house of lies, but it's the house of excuses, man.
Right.
It's the house of band-aids. Like, they don't actually solve the problems for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans at the root, man.
Right.
And the place to find the solutions to these problems is in these scriptures, man. They don't back up anything that the scriptures say, man. You know what I'm saying? We have these so-called Christian pastors and pastorettes, whatever you want to call them. They spend thousands of dollars and many months or years, you know what I'm saying, in so-called seminary schools, only to be, quote unquote, graduate and be ordained, but then go back around and get on the pulpit and say the laws are done away with, man.
Right.
And so the Christian church is an evil place, man.
That's right.
It's not the place for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, y'all hear what we teach. Y'all know what we're saying is true, but y'all still continue to go to the Sunday dinners. Y'all still choose to go to the Wednesday Bible study classes and the choir practices, man. Knowing damn well that there's nothing but, pork and homosexuals in there, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to give you excuses here in the ICPK under Commander General Yohana, man.
Right.
We're going to follow this truth, precept upon precept, line upon line, man. We're no cowards. We're no hypocrites in this school, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ followed the law down to the T, man.
That's right.
He didn't do away with the law. He put into practice everything that the scripture said, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But the point I wanted to make is that the Christian church is a house of excuses, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have brotherhood or sisterhood in there. You know what I'm saying? If anybody has an out amongst each other in the Christian church, you know what I'm saying, they'll go resolve the problem by going sharing a blunt after Sunday service, man. Or sharing a Sunday dinner, a pork sandwiches, you know what I'm saying, after Sunday service, man. You know
That's right.
It's the house of pork and lies and excuses, man. Y'all need to remove your spirit and your physical self out of the doors of the Christian church. And really, there haven't been any Christian churches open since the pandemic popped out. You know what I'm saying? Like Captain Kaham Dandia says, the doors to the Christian church have been closed, man.
Right.
But the doors of the ICBK have been open 24/7, 365, man.
That's right.
We are no excuses in this truth under this banner of the ICBK, man. It's like,
No, damn right. Damn right, priest. Give him a hand, man. Give that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is with the spirit, whatever spirit is in the Christian church right now, brothers feel like, I don't know that, I had a brother I knew, man, in the world, really. The pastor tried to sleep with his rib, right? Tried to sleep with his rib, and of course he was offended by it. But did the brother leave the Christian church? No.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? Something about the Christian church is where we learn lies, and then we learn to love the lies. We learn to love evil, and we learn to love just how to not love your brother. Because that wasn't brotherhood. If a brother try to sleep with your rib, then that's not brotherhood. That's not obviously he don't have love for the Lord, right? He don't have love for the Lord, and he damn sure don't have no brotherhood, man. You understand? And it's not brotherhood. Let me tell you another thing. It's not brotherhood. A brotherhood is not learning correction. If you're not being corrected when you're doing wrong, then that's not brotherhood. That's hatred. That's you understand? As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Leviticus 19:17, Marcus Shot.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You shouldn't hate your brother in your heart, man. This goes back to what we just read, Matthew 18:15. You understand? Where it says, if thy brother trespass against you, go to him alone.
Right.
Now, why is Christ telling you if your brother trespass against you, go to him alone? Meaning, don't hold it in your heart. Don't hold no grudge or no hatred in your heart. You understand? For your brother. And you know what I'm saying? And not speak up if your brother offends you. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you this why? Because if you hate your brother, man, you know what I'm saying? If you hate your brother, then this hatred is going to turn to something really evil and wicked, man. Right? Now go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Now, what does rebuke mean? Rebuke means correct, man. Correct. You should rebuke your neighbor. Rebuke your brother, man. As a matter of fact, start from the top, Bagusha.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Thy who?
Thy brother.
Thy who?
Thy brother.
Now what? It says thy brother. Thou shalt not hate thy brother. Right? Go ahead.
In thine heart.
In your mind. Don't be hating them in your heart. Like thinking about, man, that brother offended me, man. You always, every time you see it, you look like every time you see that brother, you hating that brother. Right? Now, what is it? Now go keep going. What is it? What is the scripture referring to the brother next? How's he referring to the brother now?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Thy who?
Thy neighbor.
Thy who?
Thy neighbor.
Now you see in the same paragraph, same scripture verse, it's referring to your brother and your neighbor as the same people, man. That just goes to show that when you see the scripture, when you see thou shalt love thy neighbor, that neighbor, when Christ is saying thou shalt love thy neighbor, your neighbor is your brother, man.
Right.
Your neighbor is your own people, man. That's
right.
what it's talking about. That's who needs to love. That's who needs to love one another, man. Christ is not talking to everybody. Everybody can do whatever they want to do. But so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, man, it's time for us to love our brothers, man. Love our neighbors. You understand? Don't have no hatred for your people. You understand? Holding a grudge and want to, every time you see them, you don't even speak on what happened, but yet you just hold that in your mind, hold that in your heart, and you just growing a terrible, evil hatred for him to the point where who knows what could happen next, man? Who knows what could grow out of that? You know what I mean? When we'll get that next, right? We'll show you what that can turn into. But go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
You're not gonna suffer any sin for correcting your brother. There's nothing wrong with you correcting him. If he's doing wrong, you gotta correct your people, man. Correct them when they messing up, man. And that's love. That is true love, right? That's why Scripture says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, but thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor." You know what I'm saying? Because the opposite of hate is what? Love.
Right.
Right? So you loving your brother, you loving your nation, your neighbor, if you correct them. So like, go ahead.
Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Right. You shouldn't avenge. Like, don't go out and try to take it into your own hands, man. Then the Lord says, vengeance is mine. You understand? Like, you would never, let me tell you something, man. Your vengeance will never top the Lord's vengeance.
Right.
If somebody's doing wrong, then the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And y'all brothers don't end up squashing it, obviously. And let's say the brother becomes a heathen. You know, just like we read in Matthew 18:15, where the brother just didn't hear nobody. And it was evils, I don't know what. And he was considered a heathen, right? You don't think the Lord's going to come back and correct him? The Lord's going to come back and give the judgment for that? Your judgment, your vengeance will never be as equal or near the Lord's, man. The Lord's vengeance is perfect, right? Go ahead.
Salaka. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You both, and see where it is. You shall love your neighbor as you do yourself, man. That's the precept for that. Your Christian church will never pull that out. Your Christian pastor will never pull that out, man. Loving your neighbor, loving your people. What you about to say? Oh, no sweat.
I was about to say something.
What you?
Salaki, but on verse 18 it says, "Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have Black Latinos and Native Americans. We have a history of doing evil and heinous crimes against each other, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even these cartels and the tribe of Issachar in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? All the crimes that they commit against each other is because of hatred and ignorance. And it's all based on keeping the drugs circulating throughout communities, man, across the borders. And the heinous things that we do to each other, you know what I'm saying? I've heard those stories where, you know what I'm saying, they behead our own people, they cut our fingers off, our limbs off, you know what I'm saying? And it's just an evil reality that we're living in, man. And we're so saturated in it, and it's kind of traumatizing even for me to this day, just to comprehend how real this is. Even in 2021, these heinous crimes that we're committing against each other, not even from our oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad, evil existence that we're living in, man.
Right.
And like verse 18 says, "Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people." I always, you know what I'm saying? I always recall the story about, you know what I'm saying, something that happened in Louisiana. I think it was New Orleans, man. It was a heinous crime where there was 3 or 4 children sitting in the back seat of a car, and the window was rolled down. And somebody walked up on there and shot every one of those children, point blank, man. I remember that, and it's traumatizing to me to this day. That just goes to show that how much evil is in our nation, regardless of what border it's in, man.
Right.
We're so saturated in envy and hatred towards our own. Like, we commit these evil deeds against each other without even thinking, man.
Right.
We're destroying. If we're not aborting our children, we're shooting them at point blank range while they're sitting in the back seat of a car, defenseless. That upsets me to this day, man. You know, so we got a lot of work to do, man, because Black Latinos and Native Americans, like the scripture says, we are a stiff-necked people, man. You know what I'm saying? We have our work cut out for us, man. Because at this point in time, it's like I don't even feel like I have to worry about the oppressor so much as waking up our own people, man.
Right.
We're so stiff-necked and so evil towards our own.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we have the Christian church to thank for that, man. You know what I'm saying? We have over 400 years of oppression to thank for that, man. It's sad.
That's right.
You know, so we need to wake up, man. Y'all got to understand, like, the spirit behind why we do the work that we do in ISUPK, man. It's all out of love, man.
Right. And if I may add to that, what you said, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you something, man. Like, you know, when let's say when a police officer or somebody from another nation kills one of us, right? Now you might have a Black Lives Matter, which ain't really, the organization ain't for Black lives. They're not for us, man. Right? It's just, and we get behind them. We decide to get behind them, you know, because it's another nation killing us, man. Right? But what happens when you know, there was a story that happened in New York where a 1-year-old got killed by another brother, man. Right? There's another brother who killed his 1-year-old child in the park, right? But there was no protest, man. There's no protest, and there's nobody standing up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like when we kill each other, man, we are not standing up for ourselves. You understand? And that's another thing, man. It's not brotherhood, man. It's not brotherhood. It's not loving our nation, man. Because we don't, why is it? We got to stand up for ourselves, man. We gotta be against all evil things that happen to us, man.
Right.
Because we really have to get back to loving our nation, man. Loving so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. It's time to love so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, and stop looking for any outside people or organization to help us. When I say that, I'm talking about like Black Lives Matter, which if you look into the organization, they're not for Black people at all.
Right.
I'll stand by the name. You understand? But not by the organization. You understand? Anybody other than the ISUPK, man, is for the ISUPK under Commander General Hana is for Black people and Black empowerment, Black, Hispanic, Native American empowerment. This is going to bring us back as a nation, man, and show us exactly how to love one another, man.
Right.
Exactly how to build a people, build a household, a kingdom. You understand? But we can't do that if we don't take the time and get in class and learn this truth, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We'll just be searching and looking into the unconscious community and all this other stuff, and we'll just be in square one forever and ever, thinking all the kind of folly, like, just the Black woman is God, and of course, now you just lost some doctrine that it'll never help Black people, man. Right. It'll never help Hispanic people. It'll never help Latino people. It'll never help Native Americans. It'll never help us, man.
Right.
Because we're stuck in some folly. You know what I'm saying? We're stuck in some foolishness, man. That can't help us, man. You know what I'm saying? So many of y'all worried about is the earth flat? Is the world flat? How's that gonna help us? How's it gonna help so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, man? How is that gonna keep the an oppressor's knee from being on our neck for almost 9 minutes? Is that gonna help us? No. But coming into this ISUPK, man, getting it all Black and doing your 90 days, that's gonna help your people, man. It's gonna help your nation, man. You understand?
And for a lot of us, if it ain't the Christian church, it's the love of money, which has got us wrapped up in committing all these crimes and making all these compromises just to earn another dollar, man.
Right.
And so we've been oppressed for over 400 years in slavery and living on reservations. You know what I'm saying? Our Latino brothers out there picking strawberries and fruits and cotton for their oppressors' industry. Like here in the ICPK, we get the blueprint according to the scriptures to achieve Black and brown supremacy, man.
That's right.
And that's the heaven that we're trying to achieve, man. You know what I'm saying? Heaven is Black and brown economic supremacy. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're achieving. That's why we do what we do, because that's how you put in your brick in for your nation, man.
That's right.
I'm gonna listen up and start practicing these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Paying your tithes, observing the feast days, loving your brothers, man, tuning in the class, man. You know what I'm saying? Sticking with us, man.
Right.
And so how come we don't have our own community, our own righteous communities like the Chinese man does, man? The Chinese man has his own Chinatowns in every major city, man. Because
Right.
they have their own gates. They have a rule or what you call it, like requirements as far as what is Chinese and what isn't Chinese, man.
Right, like a constitution.
Yeah, right.
Law.
Culture and damn culture. Something to abide by.
Right.
You know, something to respect and honor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Let them be. Let them eat what they want. Let them be the best heathens they can be. Let them be Chinese, man. Let them do whatever they want for their world. But Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, we get the blueprint here in the scriptures how to create that border, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To put up those gates to say this is righteous, this is Israelite law, and this isn't, man. Christian church, like we brought up, or like we talked earlier, is the house of excuses, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Love your people enough to put into practice all these laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
That's right.
So that's where true salvation is only here in the ICPK.
Hey, damn right, please. You know what I'm saying? And let me get Mark 12 and 29, Baba Bashar. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it from this is what Christ said. This is the words of Christ. What Christ told us, man. You know what I'm saying? How to love your brother, man. How to love the Lord too. You understand? How to come up out of the he's telling you the two greatest commandments, man. You understand? Because we haven't learned this in the Christian church. We might read this and don't know the history behind this, don't know the spirit behind what he's saying, man. Don't even know who he's speaking to. You still think he's speaking to everybody on the earth, but he's really speaking to the people who really need it the most, which is who? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
Right.
We are the children of Israel. Okay? So, like, go ahead.
Book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29. And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is.
So, like, now, let me get 28, Baba Bashar.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 18, 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all?
Now, one of the scribes came to me and said, well, what is the first commandment? What is the greatest commandment of all the commandments? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what should we really be worried about? Go ahead.
Verse 29. And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
So now you understand he's already established who he's speaking to. He's not speaking to everybody. He said that he's quoting from Deuteronomy 6:4, man. That's in our law. That's in the Old Testament, right? Go ahead.
Verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
Right.
And with all thy soul.
Right. Go ahead.
And with all thy mind. And with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as
No, it says thou shalt love everyone in the world. The Lord loves everybody.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor.
No, we gotta come together and and be a united nation, be United States, and love our brothers. Our brothers is every nation other than Black, Hispanic, Native Americans.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor.
It says thou shalt love thy neighbor, and it started off with saying, "Hear, O Israel." Right? It's talking to Israel. Right? Thou shalt love thy neighbor. Go ahead.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You shall love your neighbor as thyself, man. You should put yourself in your brother's shoes, man.
Right.
And love your brother as you do yourself. And that's really heavy what he's saying, man. Loving your brother as you do yourself, man. That means really, I mean, how do you explain it, man? It's like loving your brother as you do yourself, man. It's like if I look at my arms and I look at myself in the mirror, if I just look at my brother, like I put myself in his shoes, man. And I feel what he feels. You understand? His pain is my pain.
Right.
You understand? If his mother dies, that's like, and I'm not saying that, but if he suffers a loss, I suffer the loss.
Right.
You understand? If I suffer the loss, he suffers a loss. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what we feel, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. When you read the book of Job, you understand? Now, I'm gonna say it for the sake of this. When Job lost everything, when he lost everything, he lost his family and his people. You understand? His friends came over, right? And they all wept together, right? They was all weeping for him. And this is the thing in this world. When someone, we all come together and we weep together. You understand? It's our culture. You understand? And that's brotherhood, because we all come together as one, as a nation, man. And we love each other. We love each other as we do ourselves. We put ourselves in each other's shoes, man. And we're not separate like that. You know what I'm saying? We might be separate from the other nations, but as a nation, we're supposed to come together, man. You understand? And we do that, man. I'm telling you, we will build the kingdom, man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We will build the kingdom if we start loving one another, man. But the Christian church has taught us to not love our people. Just worry about yourself, man. Don't worry about them. Don't worry. Just worry about your own self. You want to be like them. Well, actually, I don't want to end up doing something that's against the law or against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Or get me in trouble. But I do want to see my brothers not doing that too.
Right.
So I want to help my brothers not be in that position too. Because maybe I don't know them. I don't know what position they are in to why they're selling. They said they might sell drugs. You understand? That we're in this position because the oppressor put us in this position, man. Right. And he created this. He created this system where you don't think that every Martin Luther King Street in America is in a ghetto, man. That's but by design, man. You understand? Your oppressor is doing your oppressor. Well, as a matter of fact, that is of the Lord too, because this is the. You know what I'm saying? The Martin Luther King didn't do anything for so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, but lead us into a burning house. You understand? A burning house, a place where we shouldn't have went in the first place. We shouldn't have integrated in the first place. That's another story, right? But that wasn't brotherhood either. You know what I mean? We brotherhood was to say, you know what? Damn what they doing. Let's keep it over here. Let's build our own nation. Right? Let's keep our own hospitals, make our own bus systems. You understand? Our own banks, and we're just gonna build our own thing. I mean, we had the examples before us. We had Black Wall Street. You understand? We had Jamestown and Jonestown. You understand? We had these examples to go off of, but yet we won't follow Martin Luther King because he wanted to follow the ways of our oppressor. He loved our oppressor's women. Yeah. So that's what he was after, and he wanted to bring his nation to that, and therefore that caused the entire nation to fall, man. To fight, cause our nation to not even recognize the potential we have, man. You understand? Because now we're stuck following them, and their ways have caused us to not show brotherhood to one another. Now we're like crabs in a barrel, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with the, you know what I'm saying? Keep up with the so-called Edom. You understand? Keep up with our oppressor, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
So like that analogy you said about the crab in the barrel, it's like we were always trying to keep each other down, but the real question is who put the crab in the barrel to begin with?
Damn right.
It's the oppressor, man.
That's right.
He has socially engineered us to compete against each other, to hate each other, to betray each other. That's right. Just to get a leg up in his kingdom, man. Right. We're not focusing on our own and building amongst our own, man. Circulating our own dollars, black and brown dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go, to damn Taco Bell or Jack in the Box to buy tacos. Right. Go to the damn taco stand, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go to the hood and go to goddamn Frenchie's in Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it starts. And so there's plenty of Cuban restaurants, plenty of Puerto Rican restaurants. I'm just using restaurants as an example. That's what. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you circulate and put more respect on the black and brown dollar, man. By loving your own and supporting our own businesses. Man. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you swap, priest. No, damn right. And that's how you that's brotherhood, man. By supporting your brothers, man, supporting your nation. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we didn't learn from the Christian church. We didn't learn that from Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King didn't have brotherhood. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because he was under the oppressor. You understand? He was learning and lusting over the oppressor. You understand? You understand what brotherhood, without brotherhood, man, and if you're not practicing brotherhood, you understand the small things like that, great things like that can cause a ginormous domino effect that can you can lead your whole people astray. You know what I'm saying? You can cause your whole people to be put in a position where now now we're worse off than we were, 50 years ago. Right. You understand? So it's important to understand that brotherhood is so important, man. You understand? Because it is truly a weapon, man. Right. Okay. Let me see what is that on that scripture?
Con, sir.
All right, Most High Christ. Let me get Baba Kushad. Let me get Matthew 25 verse 40, Baba Kushad. You understand? Because let me tell you something, man. It's true brotherhood. When you love your brotherhood, when you love your nation, man, that is showing love to the Most High. This is what God intended, man. Keeping the commandments is the love of the Lord. You understand? We won't get that in a second. You know what I'm saying? That's how you love the Lord, man. By keeping your laws, statutes, and keeping these laws, statutes, commandments that the Lord gave us, man. Right? You understand? And if you don't keep these commandments, if you don't love your brother, man, then you showing hatred to Christ. That's right. That's what Christ died for. Christ died so we can love one another. Right? You understand? It's like you got a scripture, priest.
Book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, right, verily I say unto you, right, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren,
right, you're gonna do something evil and wicked to any brother, right? Even if it's the least to the greatest, right? Now go ahead.
ye have done it unto me.
You also done it to the Lord, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You showing hatred to your brother, like you thinking that the Lord don't see it. You think the Lord's not offended by it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't think the Lord's offended because you treated another brother wrong, and you showed hatred to your brother, you've cheated your brother, you've trespassing at your brother, you didn't try to fix that. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? You don't think the Lord's offended by what you just did? Go ahead.
Verse 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire.
The Lord's gonna say, depart from me, man. You know what I'm saying? Depart from me, because that's let me tell you something, man. When you don't keep these laws, statutes, commandments, when you don't show brotherhood, you understand? When you don't love your nation, man, that's you don't know Christ, man. You don't know the Lord. This is keeping the commandments.
Right.
Loving so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans who are the children of Israel, loving them, that is a commandment, man.
Right.
It's to love your neighbor. He said, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. You know what I'm saying? If you talking about, you hate, you a so-called Negro and you hate Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? You like, oh man, you don't want to deal with Hispanics, man. You know what I'm saying? You hate your brother. You hate the Lord too.
Right.
You hate the Lord too, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be talking about you love the Lord and you hate Hispanics. Guess what? You hate the Most High God too. You might be Hispanic. You hate brothers. You hate Negroes. You know what I'm saying? You like, oh man. And then guess what? You can't go swear them now you love the Lord because you hate the Lord. It's the same thing, man. So it's important for you, we so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, man, to start loving one another, man, and following these laws, statutes, commandments, man.
That's right.
All right. So with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You understand? We're gonna give a salute to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, to the brothers and to the sisters. Shalom, Yahweh, Salaki. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. You understand? Most High Christ. All right, we're gonna get the security announcements. Trooper Yahaja, you gonna read that today?
Yes, sir. Do I stand up?
No. All right, no sweat. Well, they can't receive you, so you too hot, Bob. No, you good.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and read it. You too hot.
Security announcements. With the ISUPK started out at 1 West 123rd Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school,
It's like speak up. You too hot.
they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world.
Mm-hmm.
If they need any transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister.
Right.
There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, which will be found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashir, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation.
Right. The upcoming holy convocations we have the feast of the dedication, which is Hanukkah in the Hebrew. Right. It will begin the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. It will begin Saturday, the 17th, December 22. Salakia. This is a new one.
Sunday 28.
Salakia.
Want me to what?
Salakia, here it is. So it would be Salakia. It's the 15th day of the 7th month for 8 days. It will begin Monday, the 20th, through Tuesday.
What's wrong, sir? I think I got it right here, sir. So the next Salakia. So the next upcoming holy convocation will be the Feast of Dedication,
right?
Hanukkah, on the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. This will be on a Sunday, November 28th, 2021,
right? For
8 days. And this can be found in the Apocrypha in 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verses 52 through 61.
Yeah, I'm right.
With that, I hand it back to Trooper Yahadra for the security announcements. I got it. I'll go ahead and finish it out for you, Trooper. Remind Akim and Akwak to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black: boots, shirt, pants, headband, and or scarf. With that, I hand the class back to Officer Nakwak.
All right. And with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana since 1969. We're going to end the class off with a UPK song, you know what I'm saying? And Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Stand up and play strong in it, motherfucker. Bury me a priest. Up at night, I never sleep. Play me how to set my people free. Bury me a priest. Revolution, I be moving. Got the feds, get a virus in these streets. Nigga, bury me a priest. Restoring honor to my dad's name. He died before he ever got to see. Bury me a priest. If it's devil, rest in peace. Tell my kids that it died on his feet. Bury me a priest. So cold-blooded, but the hoes love it. Posted with the low stugging. In 15, I got caught up in the wrong spot. The cop tried to whoop me till my nose blooded. Now I'm fighting back. Suit up all my niggas in that black. Troopers with them killers in the cat. Catch me on the corner going hard with the motherfucking facts. Blaze on your bitch ass. Drop the trooper change, then I get cash. Bring it to the table, then we split that. It's that nation build a flow to make the dead turn their neck like a whiplash. Now bury me a priest. Up at night, I never sleep, contemplating how to set my people free. Bury me a priest. Revolution, I be moving. Got the feds, get a virus in these streets. Nigga, bury me a priest. Restoring honor to my dad's name. He died before he ever got to see. Bury me a priest. If it's devil, rest in peace. Tell my kids that it died on his feet. Bury me a priest. I'm from the South and knew a trout up in Cornell. Met a nigga by the name of Darnell. That really ain't his real name. He put me on the work from the cartel. The bitch ain't a snitch. Never snitch. Then I hit my brother up. I gotta lick. This right before the truth. That shit legit. We can ship it by the truck loaded. By the in the summer, we gon' hit, nigga. Yeah. About to be the man on that bitch ass. Got green plus his hands on that bitch ass. Pop a rubber band on the bitch ass. The fuck a nigga saying I don't trick cash. And just slow the car down while I ride down the I-95, thinking about my daughter's eyes on some real shit. My partner caught a case, faced the time. What the fuck is going through a nigga's mind on some real shit? My daddy passed away while I was crying, but my pride won't let me keep crying on some real shit. Something gotta give shit, cause somebody gotta make it out these streets. To bury me a priest. Up at night, I never sleep, contemplating how to set my people free. Bury me a priest. Revolution, I be moving. Got the feds, get a virus in these streets. Nigga, bury me a priest. Restoring honor to my dad's name. He died before he ever got to see. Bury me a priest. If it's devil, rest in peace. Tell my kids that it died on his feet. Bury me a priest.
Live stream